Today we'll be studying on Unit 4 on anatomy. Okay. First, we'll be studying on myelinated axon. Here is a picture that demonstrates the myelinated axon, where the number 1 is pointing at the nucleus of the Schwann cell. Number 2 is pointing at the myelin sheath. Number 3 is pointing at the node of Ranvier, and number 4 is pointing at the axon, and number 5 is pointing at the endoneuron. Here's a picture of it. Next, we'll also be studying on the axon node of Ranvier. There's a picture. Here's a picture up close that demonstrates the figure. Number 1 is pointing at the nucleus of Schwann cell. Number 2 is pointing at a mitochondrion. Number 3 is pointing at a nissal substance. Number 4 is pointing at the node of Ranvier, which is the one in the middle. And number 5 is pointing at the myelin sheath, and number 6 is pointing at the axon. We're not gonna go over that because that's a lot, but just to keep it short, it's the mid-sagittal section of the head, which has 19 sections. I'm just skipping, yeah. And that's the continued. Okay, lastly, we're gonna go over the inner ear, the internal. Number 1 is pointing at the cochlea. Number 2 is pointing at the cochlear nerve. Number 3 is pointing at the vestibular nerve. Number 4 is pointing at the semicircular canals, which contain the semicircular ducts. Number 5 is pointing at the posterior semicircular canal. Number 6 is pointing at the lateral semicircular canal. Number 7 is pointing at the anterior semicircular canal. 8 is pointing at the ampulla containing crista, and number 9 is pointing at the vestibule. Okay, now we're gonna practice a bit on the myelinated axon. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so here we just put again, and we press play, and it's gonna tell you like axon, and you have to memorize them. Pretty much as a memorized game, and you click, and when it's green it means that it's good. That's the right one. And now we got the nucleus of the Schwann cell, which is this one. And myelin sheath, if you get it wrong, it'll say that, and then you'll have 1 wrong up here. And if you keep getting it wrong, it'll keep putting 2 wrong. And eventually it will tell you to like stop and play again, and you do it until you get them all right. Like axon, the nucleus, myelin, that one, no, 100%. Okay, so you could try.
I don't know. Oh, sorry. Okay, good for me. I got 80.
Yeah, 80%.
You want me to keep doing it until I get 100%?
Sure. See?
Okay.
Okay. And then we can go on to the next one, which is pretty much the same thing. Just this one is the difference. These two.
Okay.
So we go again. The nasal substance would be these little ones. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Okay, 100. Okay, so we got those out of the way.
Mm-hmm.